I have, Charles, and to give you a reference of where we are in relation to Irma, this is my cell phone app with the radar. We're the blue dot, and you see those bands punching in. So you get a visual reference of where we are. Let me tell you something. Irma, she's a bad girl. She's packing some heavy winds. I thought it was bad about 10, 15 minutes ago. The rain is completely horizontal, and now visibility, just because of the rain alone, is so limited. Take a look for yourself. I mean, that's just sheets of rain flying completely horizontal. And look at this retention pond moving so quick across the bottom, just like sandblasting this drainage area. But you see, she's so strong and she's got so much wind that we can almost barely see the street, Golden Gate Parkway out in front of the Gulf Center Mall. We could barely see to the other side of that. That gives you an idea of how much water she has suspended in the atmosphere that it blocks our view. This has been going on for the past 20 minutes, and she has been raging. I feel closer to her than ever. We haven't, we've got a narrow view in this safe area here at this parking garage. We're elevated up on the second floor, and we're in the stairwell, which is 6-inch thick reinforced concrete. So we have this kind of small view into her power. Wow, there she really goes. Now that right there was the strongest gust that we have experienced so far. I mean, as you were watching, it was just near blinding, right? I mean, it was almost just pure white as the rain blocked things through, just blocked our view.
Derrol, I want to talk to you 1 second. We're talking to Glenn.
All over the county.
Can you hear us, Derrol? I know it's got to be windy. We just talked to Glenn. He said the winds you're experiencing right now are between 100 and 120. So those are extremely strong winds. We want to make sure you're safe, so you stay behind that concrete wall. You were talking earlier that you thought it was strong before. Those were 70-mile-per-hour winds. Now your winds are up to 120. The eye of the storm is going to be over you, Derrol, in about 5 to 10 minutes. And then he says it's uphill from there. There isn't much on the back end of Irma. It's mostly on the front end. So you will get some wind on the back end once that eye moves through, but there won't be a whole lot of rain.
Yeah, and that's the good news for Derrol and his crew, is once the eye goes through, there really isn't a lot on the backside, including rain. So it looks as if once they just get through this next, I would say, probably, what, 30, 45 minutes, you think, Luann, roughly? I mean,
well, Glenn said the eye is going to hit you, Derrol, in about 10 to 15 minutes, somewhere between 5 and 15 minutes, and then you'll get that eye reprieve because it's calm in the eye of the storm, but the back won't be as bad. Derrol, did you try stepping out in this wind, or you're not even thinking about doing that right now?
Well,
Wow, your hand says a lot.
For a visual reference. Here. I mean, when a gust comes through and it pushes this thing sideways.
Wow.
Well, you can see it pulling.
That's what 120 mile per hour winds look like.
Yeah, well, we saw what it did down in the islands, and this is, Naples, Marco Island. We do not have a camera down there. We are waiting for some of that video to come in from some of our viewers who just happened to escape down there, and then the storm winds up turning, and now they're in the middle of it.
Yeah, Derrol, it seems like visibility is very, very poor as well. I can't believe you had a trucker driving through that area about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, that was shocking because we've not seen a single soul since we got into this area, and that's not surprising. We were just over at our hotel where we have a couple rooms, and people were hunkered down there. Nobody wanted to go outside. They had the doors locked. they just are just trying to shelter from this storm, which is just acting wildly at this point. I'm going to venture out and actually take a feel on this.
Be careful, Derrol.
You see me now? Now I'm out in it.
Oh, my.
Blinding. Blinding rain, blinding wind, and I've got to take a stance against this storm. But I can tell you, there's a parking garage right behind me, so I can jump in it real quick. And that area over there is a street, so we're doing good. As long as I can keep my eyes focused ahead, we should be okay. But here comes a gust. They're kind of timed, you know, every 45 seconds to a minute, you have a real powerful one get through here. This right here is almost as strong as we've experienced it. We're actually experiencing a little bit of a light up. But your point about the eye, we're expecting when that eye gets through here to give us a bit of a reprieve. Sunny skies, I mean, we'll probably go from this to completely sunny skies, and it's not far away.
Let us know when that eye rolls through, Derrol. In the meantime, you have been through other hurricanes. How does this compare to the others?
Yeah, it doesn't. From my experience, this is the worst. This is the big one. Feeling that kind of rain and wind going against me is just not something I've ever experienced. And it certainly rates as the strongest wind I've ever experienced. And, you know, I've been skydiving and I've been in wind tunnels, and those winds, you know, for reference, I almost feel like I'm, you know, falling when I'm face first in that wind. And that is a rager right there. Well, look at that. Now you've got not only rain, but branches going sideways as well. I'm sheltered behind it now. And I think I was out there during a little bit of a break in the action. Because this right here is starting to feel like a lot more punch. How far out is that? Is the dead center at this point?
Let's ask Glenn. Glenn, how far out is the eye of Irma right now from Naples, where Derrol is?
He is definitely less than, I would say, 2 miles, less than 2 miles. And it's moving at about 12 to 15 miles per hour forward speed. So within about 10 to 15 minutes, you should have a big drop off in the wind. And it should be remarkable. As soon as we see that, we need to see it too, because we need to go to the eye just like you are in the middle of Hurricane Irma.
Yeah, Derrol, let us know when the eye of the storm moves through. We'd love to see what that looks like. The contrast between the two is just going to be amazing.